Hello beautiful people from the internet, it is Connie over here, and today I am going to be attempting to do one of my favorite tricks ever while also doing a tutorial for it. So I am going to be doing a tutorial for the ghost in hell, which is such a good trick. It's that little smoke trick where you put the smoke in your mouth and then it comes out in a little ball or ghost form, and then it goes back in when you suck it back in, you know? And the reason I'm saying attempting is because I have done this trick right a lot of times, but I still fail a lot of times as well, so I don't know if I am perfect at it, like if I get it 100% of the times, but I feel like I do know how it is supposed to be done, and I do know the technique that you are supposed to have, if you want to call it technique for a smoke trick. But yeah, you will want to be in a place with no wind and no like breeze at all, because if you have the slightest amount of wind, it will ruin your smoke's form. I feel like I'm talking too fast, but every time I say this, I go to edit the video and I'm not talking fast at all, so I'm not gonna say that, but that's what I feel like I am doing. But you will want a place with no wind, no breeze, and also preferably a vape with zero nicotine. And I say this because if you are going to be practicing tricks with a vape with nicotine or cigarettes or anything that has nicotine in it, you will be putting a lot of substance in your body, you know? So if you can just have a vape with zero nicotine, that would be the best to practice your tricks with. I'm going to be doing with a singular cigarette because that's honestly what I have. I have no zero nicotine vapes with me right now, but I should probably get one so I can practice more tricks. But yeah, I'm running out of breath a little bit. I don't know why I choose to say so many words without breathing, but it is what it is. So let's roll up our sleeves. I'm gonna light this cigarette up and I'm going to try to explain how I do it every time I do it. Maybe I'll start by doing one and then we can go further in the explanation. By the way, this is a camel yellow. Not that that is very important, but if you are going to have a light cigarette, they usually don't have as much smoke. So if you are doing this with cigarettes, which I don't think is the best option, but if you are doing it with cigarettes, maybe like a stronger cigarette would be better just because it has more smoke, at least in my experience, at least here in Europe. I don't know if that's... I don't know much about cigarettes, although I have a whole channel about it, so... But anyway, I'm going to be attempting to do one, and I hope I get it right, and then I'll just explain what I'm doing. So, basically, that was not very good, and it's because I didn't have enough smoke in my mouth. But I'm going to explain what I'm doing when I do the trick, right? So, first you need to pull on the cigarette, and you need to have kind of a lot of smoke in your mouth. So maybe you would pull a little harder than you would usually if you are smoking normally. So, if you're smoking normally, maybe you're pulling like this. You know, if you are trying to do a trick, you need more amount of smoke so that the trick looks nicer, and so you pull a little bit harder. Then you are going to leave the smoke in your mouth. You are not going to inhale it, you are not going to do anything to it. The smoke is just in your mouth. And what I find helps is puffing my cheeks, because it makes the smoke more concentrated in the middle of my mouth, so then when it goes out, it comes out in a bubble. So I do this. For me personally, that is what helped me get this trick down, is just puffing my cheeks. But after you puff your cheeks and you have the smoke in your mouth, you are not going to exhale, you are just going to open your mouth and let the smoke come out naturally. And after you puff your cheeks, the smoke comes out in a bubble form. And I don't really know the physics of that, but at least that's what I found happens for me, so I'm gonna try it again. And the last thing you need to do, my voice cut off a little bit, and this is why I don't have the trick down very well. You are not supposed to chase the smoke when you are trying to inhale it back in. The smoke is supposed to just stay in front of you and you suck it back in, and that's a perfect ghost inhale, supposedly. But I still chase the smoke a little bit because I'm not very confident that the smoke is going to stay all in front of my mouth, because my form is not very good. But after you open your mouth and the smoke comes out, the only thing you do is you suck it back in, basically. One thing you can also do to help with the form of the smoke and to help it become a little ball is, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but you have the smoke in your mouth, you puff your cheeks, or maybe you don't. I've seen some people do this trick without puffing their cheeks, but for me it helps. You puff your cheeks, and when you are opening your mouth and the smoke is coming out, your tongue can push out the smoke just a little bit, not with the tip of your tongue, but like with the roof of your tongue pushing out the smoke a little bit. So like make your tongue a little like this form, you know? Wow, that was really bad. You see, that's why I say, like, I don't get them perfectly, because sometimes I get the form wrong. If you exhale the smoke a little bit because you are breathing and the smoke accidentally comes out a little bit more, you know, a little faster, the form is already ruined. So you cannot have any air, like wind breeze, or you cannot breathe. That's why I find it a little hard, especially if I'm talking and I'm running out of breath and then I'm trying to do a ghost inhale. Sometimes, like, I just do a little bit of a breath, like an exhale, and then it is ruined. But just try to push out the smoke just the tiniest bit, like just a little bit, little bit. Not everything that you will even notice a lot, but just a little bit. This is so confusing in my head right now, and then you just let the smoke come out and you suck it back in. I feel like the hardest part of this trick is the part where the smoke has to come out, because it's easy to ruin it, you know? Sometimes my smoke doesn't come out in a perfect bubble form, and the trick kind of gets ruined, and that's why sometimes I miss it. But I am still practicing it, which is kind of dumb, because I've been attempting this trick for like a year and a half now, and most people actually say this is the easiest trick to do, and they get it like on the second, third, fourth try, you know, and I've been trying to do it for so long, and sometimes it doesn't come out well, and that's fine. But yeah, just keep practicing it. Just puff your cheeks, push out the smoke just a little bit with your tongue, not a lot at all, just a little bit, and then suck it back in. But yeah, that is basically the whole technique you need for this trick. Then you just need a lot of practice, or not. Maybe you don't even need that much practice and you are one of those people that annoy me that can get the trick on their first try. I have taught this trick to a friend of mine, and I was with him and I was explaining this trick is kind of hard because you are going to fail a lot of times, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. And he did it perfectly on the first try, and I was like, what? That is not fair. I've been doing this for so long and I can get it perfect. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just too quick to try to get the smoke out of my mouth. I have no clue. But the truth is, sometimes I just don't get it right. It's a hard trick for me. But yeah, then there's other tricks, like the French inhale, for example, is a very fun trick that I like to do. And the Bain inhale is a trick that I'm trying to learn how to do. Sorry, there were some people like right beside me and I didn't want to have them in the video because I don't want to expose anyone. But yeah, my car is getting so filled with smoke that you can't even see that well anymore. But the French inhale is basically, you inhale the smoke with your nose. And the Bain inhale is the same thing, but instead of coming in a singular string, the smoke comes in multiple strings, and I'm trying to learn that right now. But yeah, I guess that was the tutorial for the ghost inhale, and I hope it was useful somehow. I'm going to try to do a last one. That one was kind of good, but yeah, this is another problem that I have when I'm trying to do like smoke tricks inside my car. It's just because a lot of smoke gets lost in the air, and then my car just becomes a whole cloud. So right now my car is a whole cloud of smoke. But yeah, I really do hope that was useful and helpful in some way. Oh my god, I'm sorry. And I hope you can do your ghost inhale. And yeah, remember, you cannot have any wind or breeze. Just puff your cheeks, pull out the smoke a little bit with your tongue, just a little bit, and then suck it back in with your mouth. Not with your nose, with your mouth. So it creates a little ghost form and then it goes back in. It's a very fun trick to do, and it's one of my favorites, and I do believe one day I will get it 100% right. But yeah, it was just not today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you come back to see more. So yeah, bye!